Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Elisa and this is the Knitting Stories podcast episode. I don't really remember the number because it has been a long time since the last one. So I think this is going to be a pretty full and long episode, but I will try my best to make it fun, I think. Okay. So first of all, some general information. First of all, sorry for my not very, fall and autumn outfit, but here in Italy, probably this country has forgotten what it means to be in autumn, because like yesterday there were 30 degrees Celsius and it was absolutely hot. It was like summer. It's summer, guys. It's not autumn, and I'm pretty sad for this reason, but I don't care. I'm still knitting with wool and alpaca and all of my autumn fibers, and I don't care. So, but it's hot, and this is the reason why I'm wearing my Minu top by Knitting Deer. I've just knitted this top for her during, I think, in July. Yeah, it must have been in July. And so sorry for the missing fall vibes. And another information I would like to give you is that sorry for this not very professional setup, but I'm back in my house and this is what I have. This is my room. I live in my room is in a sort of attic, and the only well-lit spot that I have is here in front of my window. Otherwise this place is very dark, and so I prefer to keep this cozy setup and vibe with me, sat down on the floor with my bed in the back, and you will see a little bit of my room, but really for me it's not a problem. I hope you will not be it won't be a problem for you. But yeah, and at the same time I like this cozy vibe. It's okay, this morning I woke up and I just felt like talking to my camera and then talking with you, so I'll just do it, sit on the floor and just talk to my phone. So yeah, and then I think we can start with a true knitting podcast if you're okay with that. So I'm watching here at my side because I have a lot of things to show you, because I think that the last knitting podcast was 2 months ago. Yeah, might be so. I think it was 2 months ago. It was probably at the beginning of August. And then I took a break because of course I came back home and I stayed with my family. I had a lot of things to do. And then there was my thesis, so I had to write a lot and I didn't have much time to knit. So it has been a long time since my last episode. So for this podcast I would like to show you first of all what I knit in the past months, so my finished objects, what I knit between August and September, and then my WIPs, my works in progress, which are not a lot, but you will understand why, and probably if you've seen my latest video, you will already know. And also, talking about my latest video, I would like to thank everybody who watched it. I know it was risky to just not post anything on YouTube for more than a month because the algorithm probably doesn't like me in this moment, but still I'm very grateful for all of you who watched my previous video. I always appreciate that. It means that you find time in your daily life to watch what I need and what I do, and maybe to feel inspired. And I also feel very inspired by what you write in the comments below. So if you feel like commenting or writing me on Instagram or anything, please do, because I really appreciate it. And okay, now I promise that we can really start. So I would like to address first of all my pile of finished objects, which are a lot. Still, not because I'm a very fast knitter or because I'm very productive, but simply because it has been 2 months. One thing that I learned in this period is that I'm probably I'm not a monogamous knitter anymore. Probably Holland and Amsterdam changed me. I had a lot of free time and I enjoyed knitting on multiple things together, simply because I had much more choice, and yeah, I kept that attitude. So let's start with the oldest one, which is actually not a completed finished object. So this is, sorry for the mess, this is the June top by Petit Knit. So if you remember, in my last podcast episode, I showed you these, which were this top, and it was almost finished. I just had to like complete the body because I did a provisional cast on, then I did the upper part, and then I went down at the bottom, and I really wanted to finish up all the yarn that I had, and so I decided also to create a folded hem, which is not like the pattern does not say that you need to do a folded hem and folded yeah. It's simply, I think, I-cord in the pattern, but I really wanted to use up all the yarn that I had. This is BC Garn Bio Balance, which is a blend of cotton and wool, if I'm not wrong, in the color lavender, and it's mixed with another fiber that I found at a local town market. Yeah, the local town market. It was a very thin thread, so I put it inside there, simply because I did not want this top, the June top, to be in exactly the same color as my Minu top. So I simply decided to mix these. What is the problem with this? The problem with this is that I finished it, I blocked it, and then I wore it for like 2 days or something like that, yes. And while at the beginning this top was perfect and it was also bra friendly, then the hem, the I-cord, started to fall down, and everybody could see my bra, and I really wasn't very comfortable with that. So I decided to redo, to frog the I-cord and redo the I-cord, reknit the I-cord. But I don't know what I was thinking, and I sized down the needle size. I don't really know which size I use in the end, and I also picked up less stitches along the hem, so that now it's all you can see it's all cramped up, and so I have to knit again this hem. The problem is that I don't really feel like it, and so this will probably be a WIP for, I don't know, I will probably finish this next summer. I already know that, because yeah, it's really hot outside, but I don't really feel I don't feel very I don't know, not comfortable, but I don't feel the push to finish this project. So yeah, no, I won't finish this year, but next year, yes, because I can really see myself wearing this. So on to the next project. I will be a little bit fast because of course we have a lot of projects to go through, and this is a beautiful finished object. So this is I made this following a pattern, which is the Piece of Silver Sweater by Vera Pallimaki, but I'm not sure about the pronunciation, so sorry. I realized this project because I have 3 balls of Hoslo Super Soft in the color Kingfisher, and I really didn't know what to make with them, because I knew that I had to make something with not much positive ease to be able to create a sweater, but at the same time this yarn is not really the softest yarn ever. It's pretty scratchy and rustic, and I really like the feel of these. Like now that I washed it, it has become much more soft than before, much softer than before, but still I think that I wouldn't be able to wear these without anything underneath and very close to my skin. So in the end I simply decided to use a pattern that I already owned, which is the Piece of Silver sweater by Vera Valimaki. And simply I would knit the sleeves until I ran out of yarn, and this is exactly what I did. But I really like these, I don't know, this sweater, but at the same time like tee or something like this. I don't really know when I will wear this, because like Italian weather is not the best for this kind of garments, but still I have this. I will use it maybe when I go to the mountains, like in a chilly day or something. I will be happy to have something very woolly, but at the same time with not like long sleeves. I will see, and otherwise I will simply like frog it and do something else. But I'm really enjoying this one, and it didn't took me very long, despite this yarn is very it's very thin, and so yeah, I enjoyed this one. I finished it simply, and I didn't post anything on Instagram, so probably after this video I will take some pictures and show and post them there. There's not much to say. I know, like the hem, the only thing probably is that the hem is very wide, as you can see. Like I don't know, if it was a sweater, a proper sweater, probably this would bother me and I would have already inserted like an elastic through it. But since it's like this kind of very I don't know, very casual knit, I would say, and at the same time it's not a true sweater, I'm not very bothered, and still it sits very high on my neck, so it has a sort of boat neck without being a true boat neck. So this is fine. I'm enjoying this. The only problem is the weather, but I will wear it someday. Okay, after that, the next project are socks. I'm becoming a sock knitter, I think, or better, I understand that I like knitting socks because they are the perfect small and not boring project, without being like, yeah, they are like short, very fast, without being boring, because of course you can make socks in many different times with using different techniques, with different like elements like cables, lace, ribbing, and so on. But talking about this finished object, sorry, there's hair everywhere. These are the twist and rib socks, if I'm not wrong, or rib and twist socks. I never remember the order, but this was a test knit for Knits and Fika. I actually knit size small, if I'm not wrong. But they're very long because I have very long feet, actually, very long and narrow feet. But yeah, this is super nice. So the cast on is an old Norwegian cast on, which is what I usually go for when I have to start with 2x2 ribbing, and then of course you knit you start at the bottom, so you start here, you start at the top, so you start here, sorry, then you go down, and this is simply heel flapping gusset. It was the first time for me. I've never done a heel flapping gusset before, but I really enjoyed this technique. I think it's very easy and fast, and I learned it immediately, so that when I knit the second sock, I almost didn't have to watch the pattern anymore. And I really like the fit. about the yarn. So I had bought some yarn to make this, but I didn't realize that the yarn I bought intentionally to make this was too thin. It was a very light fingering, so I didn't meet gauge with that, so I had to change my yarn choice, and I used a skein that I bought at Stephen and Penelope when I lived in Amsterdam, and it was the Lock Socks. Sorry, I might have here. Yes. Okay, I have the tag. It's the Room of My Own Lock Socks, and it's a Susan Crawford collection hand-dyed in the Lancashire Hills. And it's lock sock yarn in the color Osprey. Content is 75% pure long, 25% nylon, and I have a 100 gram skein, gave me 378 meters. Yeah, and it's not super wash, you have to hand wash this. The problem with this is that I'm not very satisfied with the yarn, because if you watch the the skein as I bought it, it had very like beautiful orangey speckles, which made it almost tweedy, and I fell in love with that. But as soon as I knit these socks, like those orangey speckles simply sorry, I felt like someone was entering here, but I'm home alone. I was saying that these orangey tweedy speckles simply disappeared in the sock, and I can't find them anymore. And so now I have plain like cream socks, which I love. I love the color cream, and I love knitting with these kind of neutral and soft colors, but at the same time this is not what I wanted. Like, I bought this yarn specifically for those speckles, so it's a bit weird. And another thing is that this is not the softest yarn, it's pretty scratchy, and I didn't buy it for making socks because my feet are pretty sensitive to very woolly and rustic yarn, while my body generally isn't. So I had bought this yarn to make a bralette out of it, because I can wear mohair, I can wear anything without feeling like itchy, the itchiness of the yarn. So I thought it wouldn't have been a problem to wear this as a bralette, but as socks this is pretty hard. I would probably have to wear store-bought socks underneath this one, but still I really enjoyed the pattern. I would really recommend buying it because it's really easy to follow, and yeah, like, give it a look. And I have another pair of socks, and I'm becoming a sock knitter apparently, but you'll see during the WIPs part. Then probably my longest project of these 2 months, and also is a sweater, and I love it. Ta-da! So, oh my god, it's so soft. This is the FO sweater by Lene Home Samso, or Lenit on Instagram, and also on Ravelry, if I'm not wrong. So I have a lot of things to say about this project. So first of all, add yarn gifted, because I was contacted by Hobby to participate into one of their challenges, and I took part in this challenge, which was the Hobby Elements challenge. So I had to choose like a pattern which could represent one of the elements, like fire, wind, earth, and water, but I chose earth. And I don't know if it's visible, but here there are like little leaves coming out of the yolk. This was my first like circular yoke with some lace, and I really enjoyed that because this is simply a raglan, guys. But I had so much fun knitting this, and I didn't even realize that I was making raglan increases. So this is the way to make a raglan interesting for people who've been knitting for, I don't know, 3 years like me. So yeah, about the yarn, I would say that this yarn was gifted to me as part of the challenge. Of course I'm very happy because I didn't have to pay for this, but I want to be like very open and honest about my opinions about this yarn. So I used two different yarns held together. The first one is Portobello, which is a blend. Like the structure is like a sort of chain, and it has some acrylic like polyester, cotton and wool, if I'm not wrong in it. And I held it together with mohair, Friends Kid Silk mohair, because I really wanted to give it a fluff. Because from the pictures that there were on Ravelry, on Instagram, and also on the website, actually I don't think that this project is on Ravelry, but still on Instagram, I felt like I wanted something very soft and very cozy and very very fluffy. So I decided to use the mohair. So about the yarn combination, I'm pretty satisfied because like the color matches perfectly, and I think that the Friends hobby has a line of yarn which is called Friends, because you can find very easily the matching of colors between one yarn type and the other yarn type. So I'm pretty happy because like it's this cream which has some very it's a little bit heathered, I would say, and the mohair helps with this heathering because it gives some brightness and spark somewhere without being too brilliant, without being very shiny, let's say that. The one thing that I'm not very happy with is the mohair, actually, because it's not like the softest mohair ever. It's still a bit scratchy, but as I was telling you, I'm not very sensitive to mohair, like in my upper body. So what I would say is, if you're not that sensitive to mohair, this won't be a problem. Probably it would be a little bit itchy at the beginning when you start wearing it, but when the sweater becomes very warm, you won't feel anything. But if you're like sensitive to mohair, I wouldn't suggest to use this one for your projects. As for the other, I would say that even if it's a blend with polyester in it, I enjoyed it because it really slides on my needles very easily, and yeah, like I like the color so much, and it's not that scratchy. It's very it's soft. It's very squishy garment, I would say. About the pattern, I made size 2. I don't remember how the sizing works, but I made the second smallest size. I met gauge perfectly. What I remember is that I don't think that Lenit's patterns are the best written patterns ever, because sometimes I had some problems reading them. Like the chart was perfect, and I know how to read charts. The explanations were there, so it was okay. It was perfect for me. But the problem was with the rest of the pattern, because sometimes there were not like specifications or explanations, and there were some terms which could be understood in different ways, and I didn't really know how to understand those terms. So it was a bit odd, but still it's a simple raglan. Once you finish the charted part, if you're not like a very beginner knitter, you should be able to finish your sweater, as I did. Like, I'm not very precise, so even if I don't have the perfect amount of stitches, I will like try to compensate, you know, increase, decrease, or do something like that. I don't want knitting to be stressful, so I simply try to work with what I have. So yeah, I'm enjoying this one very much. I wore it once when I went to the mountains, and it was pretty cold because it was very early in the morning. But I think that this one will need to stay in my closet for a little bit longer because I really want autumn, but we don't have autumn in this moment in Italy. Oh, I can't wait to wear my woolly jumpers. Okay. If you have questions or things that I forgot to say, please write me down below in the comments or anything, but I will try to keep a very detailed description. And on to my last finished object. This one was like, I casted this on like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago, and I finished this in like a week, 10 days or something like that. And this is my Hoslo hat. Okay, so my Hoslo hat, I knit this because I decided to take part in a mini cowl, which was organized by Vanessa, the woolly worker, and I really love her, like this spirit of organizing so many things, because I don't think that I'm like that. I like to participate and take part with others, but probably my mind is so full in this moment that I cannot think about organizing these type of things. But yeah, so this is my Hoslo hat. I don't usually knit a lot of hats. I don't know why. Probably it's because I have bangs, and with bangs, hats are not like the best thing to wear. I usually prefer to knit myself like balaclavas because I can, like, my bangs can stay very tidy, like when it's winter and cold. But yeah, I decided to knit this one because I had some leftover yarn from my Monday sweater that I knit my boyfriend last year for Christmas, and I knit this with Sunless Garn Sunday. I don't remember the colorway, but I'll write that, or I'll write it. And I hold this with Brushed Alpaca Silk by Drops. I wanted something it's exactly the same combination as my Monday sweater, as my boyfriend's Monday sweater, and it created these like very, it gives frosty vibes. I think it's very wintry. It's not very, I don't know, summer appropriate for this climate, for this weather, and it's neither, like, it doesn't scream autumn, it screams winter, but still I really enjoyed this. I bought the Hoslo Hat Mohair edition pattern, which is, I prefer to buy this one because the size ranges are much more definite, much more like there's each size has shorter gaps. I don't know how to say that. Like, I need a size for a head circumference of 55/56 centimeters, and the pattern said that I needed one skein of Sunless Garn Sunday had together with mohair, and I thought it was perfect because I really had only one skein of Sunless Garn Sunday, one ball of Sunless Garn Sunday. But unfortunately there was something wrong with this pattern because I knit it exactly with the same, like I swatched, I swear I swatched. Then I didn't want to cut corners or anything, so I used exactly the same like length. I knit everything in the right length that it asked me to knit, but if I had to start the decreases way before what the patent said, because otherwise I would have run out of yarn, and I really didn't want to buy another skein for this, for a hat, you know. Still, I think this can work. Maybe I can try it on. So just a sec. You can probably hear some noises because I'm wearing my headphones. So, okay. Like, of course, with my bangs, it's horrible, I think. But yeah, maybe I can put it away. I think it fits. Like, I feel it a little bit tight on my head, but probably with wear, and maybe I'll wash it again. Sorry, I feel my hair is a little bit messy right now. Like, probably with wear and another wash, it will be okay. Still, I felt like it was a bit strange that the yarn requirements, the yarn quantities were not as precise as always, because usually when I knit some petit knits pattern, I always end up having one skein left, one ball left, or even more, but this was not the case. And I don't know, maybe it's different for accessories. I haven't knit many accessories by petit knit in my life. So, well, this is what we got. I really like it. Like, I like having a hat for a change with these frosty vibes, and I think I look good even if my bangs like pokes out here. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased, and it's very satisfying, I would say, because it only required, like, I think I knit this in 10 days, but not monogamously. This wasn't my major project, my main project. So yeah, it's a pretty fast knit. It gives you satisfaction, I would say. And with these, I'm finished, finally, with finished objects. This is what happens when you don't film a podcast for 2 months, so don't do this. And now I have my whips. Yes. I want to start with the most exciting one. Yeah. No, I don't know. Well, let's start with socks, just for a change, because I'm very happy about this. So, in here I have my first project, and let's say that I started with this because it's a half-finished project, because I've already knit one sock and I have casted on the second one. These are the Mountain Walk socks by Florence, handmade by Florence, and I've knit these in a yarn that I bought at Leo Weasel in Paris, which is Sorcière by Coupe Knits. I'm really enjoying this yarn. Like, I really love the stitch definition that it gives. Like, usually I have some tension problems, I don't know why, but with this yarn I don't think it's really visible. I think that I can keep my tension very neat, like as you can see here from the bottom of the foot. Yeah, and also here like this. Like, I think it's very enjoyable. And also I love this mock cable texture. Maybe like this, you can see them before. Sorry for the weird like showing up of the socks. Again, heel flap and gasket. I start at the top with yeah, probably an old Norwegian cast on, because I really enjoy making this cast on. And about the colors, like, this is autumn, finally. Like, this is autumn, and I'm enjoying so much this color. It screams autumn, it screams fall, it screams coziness, and this is exactly what I needed. This yarn is super soft. It's super, like, it's pretty. I can feel it. I can feel that this is very strong, and I can feel that this will create very durable socks, I would say. But at the same time, it isn't scratchy. Like, I tried it on my foot and I couldn't feel them, so it's perfect. Like, I love the fit of the socks. I love the yarn that I chose. So probably now I'm finding my sock recipe. Like, I need very soft yarn, I need color, I need a stitch definition. So yeah, I want to become a better sock knitter, and I'm planning on making other socks, and it's October, so why not? So yeah, this is a little project. I also love the heel flap, like with these like sort of double knit. I think it will be very durable, and I'm a Dr. Martens girl, so this protection will be super useful. And I'm starting with the other sock, always with a mock cable. I'm using I think 2.25 millimeter needles, yeah, because this yarn is super thin. I don't know if you can see that, but it's very thin. It's fingering weight, but I think it's a very light fingering. But when I was in the shop, like, I didn't watch the DK weight, simply because I'm a new sock knitter, so I want to make like fingering weight socks. I don't know why, but I will soon try to make some DK weight socks, I think. So this is a first whip. I think that I will finish these very early. This is like my morning project. When I wake up and it's a little bit too early to have breakfast or something, I just sit in my bed for a little while and I knit on these. And they're going on pretty fast, I would say. Then probably I should show you my main whip, and it's huge. It's in this bag, and I will soon have to change the bag, this tote bag. But I'm loving it. And if you've watched my previous video about my Crafty Corner update, you will probably already know what I'm talking about. I'm knitting myself up a Mamba dress. Oh my god, it's so nice. I can't believe I'm doing this. So sorry, I had to be prepared. Yeah, so Mamba dress. It's going pretty fast. I didn't think I would have been that fast, and I was really worried because I'm preparing this. I'm knitting this dress for my graduation day, which will be around the end of October, beginning of November. So yeah. Oh my god, so many things. Okay, I need to collect myself and explain. Bear with, sorry. When a month ago, I think, I started thinking about what to wear for my graduation day. And here in Italy, usually you wear like blazer with nice pants and a shirt and something like that. But I'm really not that kind of girl. Like, I'm not very classy in that way. Plus, if there is a day in which I want to wear something handmade by me, probably that's my graduation day. Because I want to feel special, and because probably knitting has helped me a lot during the especially my master's degree year, because during my bachelor I was very like university and academy focused, so that the life around me just simply disappeared a little bit, I would say. And when I found knitting, I just found the time for myself, I would say. Before, I could spend an entire day studying and reading books and doing things, yeah, for myself, but actually, which wasn't required by myself, it was required by an institution, it was required for an exam, it was required to be graded, maybe. And to be evaluated by someone else. And this, of course, really affected the way I lived, yeah, I lived my life at that time. So I was very goal oriented, let's say. I was very I was never satisfied with what I achieved at university. I was never really happy, even if I got the highest grade maybe, or something like that. And then, of course, the pandemic came, and it was even harder because I had to graduate from my bachelor, and yeah, I simply understood that I couldn't go on like that. And at a certain point in my life, I just found out I just discovered knitting. I started knitting, and I discovered that I could spend an entire afternoon working on this without worrying of the fact that I wasn't studying or doing something to be graded and to be evaluated by someone else, because I was just focused on this thing, and I was just focused on producing something that was like just made by myself, because I wanted this for myself. And like I told myself, like my mind was entirely focused on knitting, and everything else disappeared. So like I couldn't finish my university years without wearing something made by myself. And of course I could have made myself like a shawl or a cardigan or something easier, but like it has been a long process. I've been in the university world for like 5 or 6 years. At least I could knit myself a very long dress to wear on my last university day. So yeah, I'm a bit emotional for this, but truly I think knitting has been a sort of therapy for me, and sometimes it's still hard and it's still painful, but when I feel that it's becoming hard and painful, I just stop and I do something for myself, as I did that day when I discovered knitting. So yeah, this is like my scream to say I survived university, and this was my way to cope with university and evaluation and all this stuff. But that's enough. We went pretty deep, but yeah, that's enough. So this is the Mamba sweater by Ulla Knitwear. I'm making it maxi length, and I'm almost finished with the length. I think I need to knit 20 centimeters more on the body, and then I'll start splitting for the front and the back, because this is knit bottom up. And I'm loving the pattern, even if it's all the same. I don't find it boring at all because of the cables, of course. And also the yarn, I love this yarn. Like I decided to buy the original yarn intended for the pattern, which is Isa yarn alpaca 2, sorry, this is alpaca 2, held together with Isager alpaca 1. And they have this is the most beautiful color. This is the colorway Thyme, and it's a very deep and deep green with a lot of hues. It's very pastely, but at the same time, I don't know why, I find in it also some like almost purple vibes. I don't know, I really like all the hues that this yarn has, and I'm knitting this with these two yarns, needle size 4mm needles, and it's going great. Like I think I cast this on I don't know, a month ago or something. Yeah, a month ago or something like that. And it's long. And I hope I will be able to finish this one. But I'm working on it a lot of hours a day now that I've finished writing my thesis. This is like my main project, and it's taking up all my life, really. But at the same time, I've decided, because I've seen like a picture on Instagram, I think it will pop up somewhere here, somewhere in the like screen. But I've seen a picture of one of the testers who made I think the maxi length version without sleeves and with a shirt, and a very flowy shirt underneath. And I fell in love with with that style, and I think it's also super classy and very appropriate for a graduation day, which is something very formal at the same time, because sometimes like knitted dress can seem something like very loungewear, maybe, yeah, maybe very chill, very like, I feel like I have to wear something good, but I don't want to be uncomfortable, so I wear a knitted dress. But this is not like that, because I think that this is both because of the cables and also because of that style that I'm going to go for. So yeah, like I don't want to knit the sleeves. Maybe I'll add them later on after the graduation if I see that it's complicated to wear that kind of very warm dress without sleeves, because it's a little bit like weird. But yeah, for my graduation, no sleeves and a very flowy shirt. And I have to finish this dress in time to go somewhere and find the perfect shirt to go underneath this one. Probably I'll go for a pretty high neck because I prefer like this, but not sure. And yeah, this is going fast. There's not much to say about this, even if I talked a lot about this dress and the importance of this dress for me. It's a sort of like pillow, and it's super soft. Like this yarn is a dream. It's really I'm in love. It's the first time for me knitting with Elisa yarn, and I'm not disappointed. Like I'd probably buy more, maybe when I have a job, because this was pretty expensive. So thank you, Mom, for buying me my dress for the graduation, or better, for buying me yarn for my graduation dress. Usually I buy yarn with my own money, or it happens that I don't know, of course, Christmas and birthdays and something, and someone gifts me yarn. But usually when I buy yarn, I do it with my own money. And this wouldn't have been possible without my mom. So a big shout out to her. So yeah, now I have to knit a lot. And probably in my next podcast episode, you will see this finished. I don't know, maybe also with some graduation photos and pictures. I hope. I can't wait. I think I'm graduating just to wear this dress at this point in time. And now we are at our last project. I feel like I've talked for I don't know how long, but for a lot. So this project is on hold, but I think it's pretty recognizable actually. This should be a zipper sweater. A zipper sweater. So I've also just finished a zipper sweater like man for my boyfriend, but then I don't have it with me, so I'll just pop up some picture here. And I bought this yarn, if you've seen my latest video, but I'll repeat this briefly here, because I know that not everybody watches like kind of crafty corner updates and yarn hauls and so on. So I bought this yarn at my local town market because I wanted to make some other sweater, but the gauge is wrong. The gauge was wrong, so I decided to just change my plan, because I had bought the yarn, which is, by the way, by Mondial, which is an Italian yarn brand. This is a pure wool, and it's superwash in this case. It's my first time working with superwash yarn, but I'm enjoying this. Like, of course I can see it's a little bit different, but I'm enjoying this. Like, probably this type of superwash yarn, it's pretty similar to, yeah, I think this is pretty similar to Filcolana Peruvian Highland wool, maybe a bit thinner and more airy. Yeah, definitely more airy. But yeah, I'm enjoying this. So I started working on this, and I told myself, yeah, I could knit a zipper sweater like meant for myself, because I already have the pattern, I enjoy that, and maybe I lack something like this in my wardrobe, so it could be nice. But then I started and I tried it like this, and it's very, oh. I swatched for this, and I know I'm off gauge, so I even sized up with all the calculation possible and all the calculations that I had to make. But still, I don't know, this is not convincing. So I'm probably frogging this one because I don't know, I don't want to finish this garment and realize that I'm not going to wear this, because of course making a sweater is a long process, and I don't want to have something that I'm not happy with. I want this to be perfect, and maybe it's the yarn that doesn't fit it's the yarn that doesn't fit the project. I don't know. I just know that I'm not enjoying this process, this project. Sorry, and I casted this on before my Mamba dress, and I should work with 4mm needles on this, but I only have one pair of 4mm needles. I should work with this. I don't remember if I said 4 or 3, but I should work with these on 4mm needles. And also my Mamba dress is worked with 4mm needles, so I just have one pair, so I decided to leave this project on hold and using the other, but I don't feel motivated finishing this one, so this is probably going to be frogged. And maybe I already have another project in mind. I applied for a test knit, but I don't want to say anything because I don't know if I will be chosen. But yeah, you could expect a very simple garment, a very simple sweater with a twist, which is probably like more like my style. Like this is probably if I knit this, I will probably use this only in the house and not outside, and this is not what I want. I want to show off my knits everywhere. Like I want to wear knits every day of my life, and I want everybody to see that I make my own clothes. So yeah. Whew, I think we're finished. It was a long one, but that's my fault because I disappeared for a long time. I like this setup, like I can feel very free sitting on my floor, so probably it's going to be also my next setup, I don't know. So some news about what you can expect from me in the next videos. Like last weekend on Saturday I went to a yarn fair here in Italy. Yarn fairs in Italy are not that common, so when I discovered that there was one not very close but neither very far from my home, and that I could reach the place by train, I was like, okay, I will go. And I went there with my boyfriend's mom and aunt. My boyfriend's auntie, she knits and she's crazy amazing and so good, while my boyfriend's mom, she loves hand dyeing yarn, and this is a little bit of a spoiler probably, but you'll understand later. And of course I bought yarn because that was my first yarn festival. So I bought some yarn, and in the next weeks you'll probably find a sort of again crafty corner updates with some new acquisitions. Usually I do not buy that much yarn, but simply that was the case because of course it happened all together, like my graduation, for which I had to buy yarn, and also this festival, and there I could see a lot of yarn that I had never seen before in real life, but just on Instagram or on the internet. So I just decided to use up some of my money to buy that yarn because it was really super special. But of course, as always, I buy yarn with a plan in mind, and therefore there will be a nice video dedicated to that yarn festival. Another thing is that I will probably make another podcast episode, but this will be after my graduation, because I really want to focus on that, and I really want to show you some pictures of me graduating in my beautiful Mamba dress. So yeah, I think that this is all for today. I hope this wasn't too long, and I hope that you're not bored by my talking. If you like this video and if you'd like to support my work and me spending a lot of my time in front of a camera and knitting and so on, please consider subscribing and leaving a like underneath this video and the videos that you've watched before. Consider also following me on Instagram. I'm always very happy when I see a follow by someone that I recognize as already watched some of my videos, and I love interacting and speaking with you. I always reply, and there's no exception, I think. And if I forgot someone, please write me again. So yeah, this is all for now. So thank you so much for watching, and happy knitting, and see you in the next one. Bye.